Hi, good afternoon everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Rick Morera and I'm back here, and I decided to do a video where I walk around the garden today and just show you what's blooming. There's a bunch of Hoyas, there's a bunch of orchids, and some philodendrons that are really doing stuff right now because the weather has been warm. It's like 85 degrees already, and at night it's been up around 68, 70 degrees. So a lot of stuff going on. So I just want to take some time today and show you. So stick around and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Let me start out with a Hoya bloom. This guy over here is Hoya LSH07-1, or species Dionel. It's super easy to grow, and it's very fast growing as well. It has a little bit tinge of green. It's quite an attractive Hoya actually, and it flowers all the time as well. So sometimes when I have a lot of Hoya flowers, I try to do some crosses, and I used RHM1, which is one of my hybrids, with this verticillata cross, which is another one of my hybrids, and I pollinated it with the RHM1 pollen, and it has about 10 of these seed pods, and they should mature in about 4 or 5 weeks. So I'm excited to see what this cross is going to look like, because the leaves should be a lot thicker than these. And if you're wondering what these spots were, last summer I went around with some essential oils, spraying the garden so that the mosquitoes would decrease, but the plant was not rinsed, and the following day the sun hit it and it created all these little spots. But the plant is very healthy, as you can see, and producing seed pods. And this is Hoya EPC 1015, and I'm experimenting with giving this Hoya as much sun as it can take, and it's putting out these really cool, very quilted, veiny leaves, and I'm kind of excited with it. I know it's not peak summer yet, but I'm gonna see how this Hoya compares to the ones that I'm growing in shaded area. It looks more attractive to me when it gets a little more sun. The leaves never turn red, but they do get textured a lot more and more veiny as well. So that's Hoya EPC 1015. And this is one of my new hybrids that I released last week, and it's RHM 1040, and it bloomed, and it's looks like it's going to be a prolific bloomer because it's putting out a new umbel. So it'd be nice to have that bloom again. And this is Hoya EPC 620, and it has a nice umbel. And let me show you this Hoya Loy Province SR 2007-13. It's really gets splashy, and the leaves get to be, I'd say, about 8 inches long. And it's also a prolific bloomer, and the flowers smell amazing. Look at this new growth here. Has a nice splashy leaf. Yeah, it's one of my favorite Hoyas. It's the leaves get big and splashy, and it just grows and grows, and you can see it just takes over the backyard if you kind of let it. So it's going up into the orchid there. It's probably by the end of the summer it'll be like 10 feet long. And now I want to talk about Hoya Icencis. This is a hybrid. I don't know the parents of it, but it has exquisite foliage with a very dark edge to it, and it's in bloom. I'll show you if I can keep the plant straight there. Oh, fell. And here it is. I also crossed this umbel with a Hoya erythrina, so it's beautiful. Beautiful umbel. Has beautiful foliage. So you can see it has another umbel, so it's a prolific bloomer. And its previous name, and the way I received it, is I cannot pronounce that name. It's Pacha Raleigh 023. And I'm really happy to have this Hoya because it's, like I said, super easy to bloom. And I appreciate my friend here in Florida who gave me a cutting of that species, so very nice. And I have here Hoya occultata. And it's been a little longer than I thought for those blooms to open. I can't wait because that'll be the first time I will see them. I've seen them on the internet, but Sarisa sent me this plant, I think last fall, and it's doing really well and already blooming. And it's the only Hoya that I've ever bloomed in Leca. So here it is in my Leca. And it's gonna bloom soon, hopefully. And here is my Monstera Peru. I liked it so much when a friend gave it to me that I actually went on eBay and I had to get another one. And I'll show you that later. So I'm really crazy when it comes to plants. If I really like a plant, I need to have a second of the same. So, oh, here's another EPC that's grown in a little more shade. As you can see, the leaves get quite big. But they don't have that quilted look that the one in full sun has over there. This is a beautiful dendrobium. It didn't come with a tag, but it looks like a Noblesse type, and it's fragrant, and the colors really stand out against the green. I love it. Look at that root ball down there. And here is my sibu blue, Epipremnum, I guess that's what they call it. It's been up in this tree for like a year and a half, and it's already fenestrated, and I don't know if you can see, it's just hugged itself to the tree. I don't think there's much of it left in the pot, and it's just really enjoying its climb up the tree. So hopefully it'll get up there another 30 feet and the leaves will get much bigger. And yesterday I went plant shopping to Artstone. It's a nursery and statuary place here in St. Petersburg. And sometimes they have like the most amazing plants. Like they always have orchids that I buy, but they also have they had these begonias. And they weren't named, but they're quite beautiful. So if anyone knows their actual cultivar name, but it looks like a Rex begonia. And this one is quite gorgeous. I think I paid $18 for that basket. And look at this one. Stunning. Yeah, it's like a 7-inch pot with a big begonia for $18. You can't beat that. So if you're here in St. Petersburg, don't forget to check out Artstone. Oh, look at this guy. It has like really fuzzy everything about this begonia. It's pretty dark and quite the most beautiful plant. And I ordered this pastinasum or Philodendron pastinasum form equigenera probably in November, and it's putting out this really beautiful leaf. As you can see, the venation in the middle and the shininess. I think these get pretty big, as you can see. It's already a nice size leaf, so I'm excited to grow that one. Quite beautiful. Let me go over to this rack over here. There's a couple of things that are quite beautiful, like this really big crystallinum. It's getting huge. And this really nice begonia here. And another one of my crosses that is looking more and more beautiful. Let's see if I can show you these leaves. They're like dark edge, kind of canoe-like. Let's see. And they have like a fishbone appearance to them. I'm really liking it. And the flowers are stunning. And over here I have a bunch of Hoyas that I've crossed, but I have not released yet. So I'm trying to select the best kind. So I'm not even going to tell you the names and the crosses, but this one is quite beautiful. Very, very fragrant. And this one over here is Hoya from a seed pod that I've selected, Swiffer's Revenge, one of my crosses. And it's really, really prolific and very, very fragrant. As you can see, the leaves get quite big and long, but they're not as big as Swiffer's Revenge, and I'm growing that one out, and that's the one I'm going to be releasing. And how could I miss a couple of these orchids over here? They're just so stunning. Let me just show you this guy. I think I always feature him in my videos because he always catches my eye. It's a Foul Pride Alexandria with 3 spikes, and it's been in blooming for like 2 months. It constantly blooms in these spikes. And I got this from Carmela's, and I didn't think it was going to be too exciting, but it's quite a really gorgeous yellow. Looks like it's full of blooms. I thought it was going to be a Noblesse type, but it doesn't look like it is. It's getting a little breezy, so it's hard to focus on them. Yeah, I didn't notice any fragrance, but this is Dendrobium Starburst Firebird. And I always have to show you one of Brandon's brethren orchids. Does these hybrids with these novelty Phalaenopsis, and they're fragrant. And they're just so cool. I love the red zebra pattern. They last forever and bloom non-stop. Not sure why I have this big mess of just Hoyas growing everywhere, but every time I hang stuff on this starfruit tree, the stuff just goes crazy. I think it gets a lot of circulation and the right amount of sunlight. So I'll just go over some of the plants I have on here. Let me show you how big my Hoya fungii leaf gets. It's like the size of my hand. It's really veiny and just simply gorgeous. And this is a Hoya hanhiae pink, and it just really takes over the whole place. As you can see, like, look at the fungi, just growing and growing and growing. And Hoya Hoya waymaniae, really showing off its beautiful coloring. When it gets a little sun, these leaves get like Some people used to call them orange peel, but it's quite a beautiful Hoya to have. And the flowers are really, really orange and gorgeous. And over here, up on the tree, I hybridized, I don't know if you can see, this is Hoya EPC 202, and I think I have 3 seed pods on there, like this banana shaped one. The leaves get quite big and they're really thick, so it's a verticillata type Hoya, but the leaves are really stunning, and I always try to catch it so I can cross it. And I never really talk about my Thai constellation, but it's really taken off. It's one of the easiest plants to grow and one of the most incredible looking things. It's quite lovely, and like I said, super easy, and it just gives the backyard a really nice tropical look, especially if you have an Adansonii climbing up the tree. And this guy over here, I picked up when I was doing the OFE show down in Homestead. And look at that. Look at that veining. This is called Pharaoh's Mask, I believe. Calocasia Pharaoh Mask. $24. How could you go wrong? And it has a few babies coming up. And look at that. Another Hoya that no one really talks about these days is Hoya diversifolia. And this guy is probably 10 feet tall. And it's in a pot, about a 10-inch pot. And I'm allowing it to go all the way up into the trees here. You can see some of the leaves, as you can see here, actually for those splash people, get pretty interesting and big. Let me find you a nice big leaf, bigger than my hand. Hoya diversifolia, and some people say it's L. endidicus, so quite happy. And here's my mysterious cymbidium. It's been blooming for like 2 weeks. It's really fragrant, and it's one of my favorites right now. All this yellow. Oh, so beautiful. And the Hoya, again, this is Hoya tangamus from Indonesia. And you can see it's close to blooming. But I wanted to show you, like I said earlier, that I love the Peru so much, I had to get another one. And I bought this guy on eBay. I couldn't pass it up. It was pretty reasonable. I think I paid maybe $30 for it. A little pricier was this. I've been eyeing these Burl Marx variegated, and finally got this guy. Came in great condition, and this just came out of the box a few days ago. And look at it. Look at the variegation on this Burl Marx. Oh, it's like we have a big crow. Let me see if I can show you. He's a big raven. So yeah, that's about it. I think I've taken enough of your time already today. Let me just show you some of my beautiful mounted Phalaenopsis, and I think I'll end the video here. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you like and subscribe and all that. And come back again to my channel to see new content. I post at least once a week, and I really appreciate you taking your time to check me out. So be well and have a great week.